let's look at frustums in lesson 103. It's kind of a weird word for a shape, but frustum is simply a cone or a pyramid that's kind of been chopped. So, in the past you've had a cone. Well, now we have kind of it sliced through, creating what is called a frustum. Now, the reason this isn't a cylinder has the same shape top and bottom. So we call this base 1 and base 2 because this shape is different than this one. These are both the same, so I can use the same variable of just b. But this one has to have b1 and b2. And then the same thing for a pyramid style for the frustum is base 1 is the top, or it really doesn't matter if it's top or bottom, but just know that they are different measurements. They're going to be a different area. Now the formula for volume of a frustum is 1/3 times height multiplied by the quantity of base 1 plus square root of base 1 base 2 plus base 2. Looks like a lot, really not too difficult. So if you remember, the volume of a cone is just 1/3 area of base times height. We kept this and this. This just got translated to, okay, we got to figure out both of these bases combined here. So let's look at an example. Example 2, it wants us to find the volume of this frustum. We'll find the volume of this frustum. So I'm going to rewrite the formula. 1/3 h times b1 plus square root of b1 b2 base 1 base 2 plus the second base is equal to volume. So let's look at our two bases. We have, I'm going to call this base 1 and this base 2. In base 1, we do not know the radius yet. We're going to figure out how to do that in a second. But base 2, we do know the radius is 14. So for base 2, I'm going to go ahead, let's go ahead and just solve. Let's get some of this done and solve for the area of that circle. So pi r squared, 14 squared, 196, okay? And 196 times, I'm just going to do 3.14 for pi. All right, 615.44. So I'm going to plug that in for the base 2. Give myself a little more room. All right. Now we need to find base 1. Base 1, now that's tricky. We don't know the radius. So how could we find that radius? Well, just kind of cut to the chase here. What I can do is imagine creating a triangle here. All right, I'm going to isolate this triangle. Now in this triangle, we know this is the radius. We know the height is 15. Okay, and because notice the two triangles kind of right here. We have a small triangle and a big triangle. So both are right triangles that share an angle. So therefore they are similar. Okay? We have our overall shape 15, 15. We know this is 14. That's my radius. So because they're the same shape, just a different size, we know they are proportional. So in order to find the radius, we can set up a proportion of radius 1. I'm going to call it radius of base 1 over radius of base 2 equals the height of base 1 over the height of base 2. So the radius of base 1 we are looking for. Radius of base 2 is 14. The height of base 1 is just 15, because that goes here to here. The height of base 2 would be the total, so from here to here, we'd replace that with 30. So, when we solve, notice it's a 1:2 ratio. If I was to solve 30 radius equals 15 times 14. 15 times 14 would be 210. And that divided by 30 would be 7. So my radius here is 7. Now let me kind of get rid of some of this so it doesn't look so confusing. Hopefully you understood why those were proportional. But my radius is just 7. So now for base 2, I can go area equals pi 7 squared. So I plug that in, 49 pi, I use 3.14, is 153.86. So I'm going to plug that in base 1. And it looks like a monster here. Now the rest you're just going calculator on this mess. The height, we only do the height of the frustum, so the height from here to here is just 15. So replace that with a 1/3. Alright, now so the calculator problem begins. 1/3 of 15, I'm going to go ahead and label that as 5. Cross that out. Now, I got to solve inside the square root first. Think of that like a parentheses. So first I'm going to multiply 615.44 times 153.86 is a big number. 94691.6. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and square that. Square root of 94691.6, and that gives me roughly 307.7. And now I can add all the other numbers here. So 153.86 plus 307.7 plus 615.44 equals 1077. Oh wow, it comes out perfect decimal. And then multiply that by 5 and get 5385. Hope that's right. Yes, that'll work for me. It says to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to go 0.00 there. And it's inches cubed. That would be your volume. That was a beast. Conquered the beast. But that is all you have to do in order to solve for frustums. Just know that formula right there.